really feels like it's really. Everyone's doing good. Welcome to another live. I might have to do it on mine. I usually do it on the iPad.
Maybe.
Okay, I think we're going. So, it is Thursday, obviously, and it is the final day. It's practically over of lobster mini season.
Yeah, everybody's got about 30 minutes left. Probably not even that.
Right. I guess if you're bully netting, you've got a few more hours. So, Christopher, tell us, you're a big time lobster dude, guy, lobster-er.
Yeah, I am the lobster dude.
How was it this year?
It was good. It was good.
Thank you, guys. It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty much. It was good. I know there was talk, or you had asked me how it looked when we were scouting about with COVID, since China's not buying all of our lobster or something. Did it look any different? And really,
yeah, just for those who don't know, I read an article earlier in the year. South Florida spiny lobster. Apparently, Chinese are one of the biggest buyers of lobster. And since they didn't really get a Chinese New Year, because they were all quarantined at that time of year, we were speculating how it would be. How's it going, OCD? Yeah, a little bit windy. It has been windy. Here, let's see if I can block the wind. We'll go from here, maybe. That should be better. Got a little bit of a wind screen.
a little bit. There we go.
Maybe. Let me know if it's better. But, yeah, so there was speculation we weren't catching
Days at just one spot, so I don't really see a COVID difference in the spiny lobster populations down here. I think the reports of that, like most of the COVID reports, a little bit over the top.
Okay, so COVID has not affected the lobstering. Would you say it was a good year?
Yeah, it was a good year.
Okay, good year. Found some good lobster. Interestingly, for a lot of barely too short. And this year, there were like a lot of barely legal. So, I guess just how the molting period worked out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We hit it at what was it, about half moon right now?
Almost full moon, coming up
Almost
on
full moon. So a little over a half moon.
Over half. They got like a, what's that, 3/4 moon?
Something like that.
That
The lobster must be on the lunar calendar. So.
Yeah. So, Keys has been windy. It was not a very smooth mini season, right? What would you say?
No. Very choppy. Visibility, surprisingly, was not as bad as we thought it would be for as windy as it's been. But if you have any lobster holes deeper than about 15 feet, you're gonna have a hard time spotting them from the surface.
How many did we catch? We caught 30 each day. There were 5 of us, so 6 per person. So we got our limit. So we were pretty excited. We actually went with some friends too. Yeah.
Down the Keys. Now, if you're not lobstering in the Keys, it is 12 per person.
Yeah, certain areas in Florida it is 12 per person.
But down the Keys, 6 per person.
Yeah. But regular season's also rapidly approaching. It's also 6 per person. I know a lot of people come down for the start of regular season, so hopefully we got if y'all might have seen on the news reports, there is a system. I don't think it's yet a hurricane, but it's
System.
I think that's a technological meaning. Coming Saturday or Sunday. Hopefully that won't be too bad.
Kaylee here's regular season should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conditions should be. Like I said, I think the spots will be well supplied for you in about a week. Regular season will be an interesting one for the row hazards because it will be like the first time in like decades that y'all will be lobstering without me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Yeah, maybe ever.
Maybe ever.
We've been lobstering together for a long time. But we'll have Kayla and Brandon.
And Cousin Drew.
And we might even have Cousin Drew come in to help us out. So
the infamous Cousin Drew.
That's right. You guys might have seen him on the Alabama trip. So, regular season lasts till March.
Yes,
that's correct.
Through March 31st.
Yep. So
as long as it's not April, you're good.
And we've come here in December and caught lobster. We've done it twice.
Much less crowded. Water's a little chilly though.
Yeah, you definitely want a wetsuit. It's probably what, low 70s.
Yeah,
water.
low 70s.
So doable.
But it also tends to be a little cloudy, so you don't have the sun to bake you dry like you do during the summer.
That is weird when we come in this December. It's just shorter days, so it's like 6 o'clock. It's dark, and we're not used to that. Usually, it's like 8:30 or so, and got plenty of daylight. So that's funny. Haven't gone after dolphin yet.
Really haven't got to do much fishing because of the winds.
It's been pretty windy, so hopefully this upcoming week we'll get to catch some tuna and dolphin. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, cool. So Ocean's Deep is you have your new boat next year. What type of boat is it? I might have missed that on the comment. Let me know. 39 contender, right? One day. Got our sun setting in the background. A few more minutes of daylight, right?
Yeah, a few more.
So, for those of you in Jacksonville, I hear bait has actually been easy to find, and the kingfish are still biting well. Keo said, anything hazardous happening on the boat? Yeah, maybe a few things. What would you say? What was the most hazardous thing you experienced this trip?
I think like every mini season.
What?
What's the professional term? New reckless boaters?
Yeah, I guess it wasn't too bad. We had some crowded spots. One guy was pretty nice. We're in this crowded area, and sometimes the divers get off and they drift with the current, and he got close and he apologized. Like, no, it's no problem. I understand. So it's great when everyone kind of realizes, hey, this is crowded. Stuff happens. There are some people, who just drive up and like, hey, you're in my spot, and kind of be like jerks.
But really?
There are a lot of nice guys, so be a nice guy if you can.
And an informed guy. Know your boating regulations, people. Wake zones, they're a thing. Hook them up.
Yeah, no, wake zones gets busted pretty regularly. How's it going, J-Dubs? Have we been boarded by the Coast Guard since our last Coast Guard video?
I think
no.
so. We saw them out there today, cruising around in their little battleship.
Yeah,
they didn't pull us over.
Yeah, we saw a bigger, I don't know what that would be called. It's a bigger Coast Guard ship. And I've seen the FWC, saw the customs boat. But no, it didn't get stopped by any of them. So that was nice. They were right by us one time, but never
must have recognized the name. Figured we were legit.
Yeah. And one thing you can do, I was reading about this, is the Coast Guard will do free boating inspections. So if you want to get a safety check, like not when you're on the water, I think you can, like while you're trailered or at the dock or something, you can set up a call and they'll come and they'll check your boat and kind of give you like fair warning before you go out there. And if you get that, and if I understood this correctly, you bring that piece of paper after they do the check. If they come out while you're on the water within a year, you can show them that check, say, hey, we've already been checked, and they will, okay, cool, and they won't stop you again. I mean, assuming you're not doing anything illegal, but as far as a safety check, they won't board you if I understand.
If you're running drugs, I think they're still going to pull you over.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing, they can still pull you over, but at least as far as a routine safety inspection, I don't think they'll do that again.
No.
So.
Hadn't
seen anything from Spooning Ballyhoo. I don't know if y'all have seen him. We're gonna try to get your anchor. Tried today, but someone was on the spot, so couldn't get out there. But hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are some tips? Any tips for those getting ready for regular season, Christopher?
Make sure your gear's squared away. Make sure your mask's working. Make sure you have a snorkel that functions. Your fins, or some people call them flippers. Make sure there's no tears, and just that it's all comfortable. Be in shape. Be ready to hold your breath. And make sure you can swim against that current if you're gonna do anything around the bridges.
Yeah.
The biggest tip, because last week my new wife was watching some lobster videos, some of our own and some other people's, and so one of the biggest tips, more of a safety tip when you're lobstering, don't try and get them with your hands. Don't stick your hand in a hole.
Yeah.
I saw a couple videos. We were just kind of watching, I guess, our competition, so to speak, and they're talking about how, yeah, you can just reach in and grab them with your. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'd say like there were 4 or 5 of those holes we were on the last 2 days where there was some size of a moray eel on.
Mm-hmm.
So don't stick your hand up in a hole. It's a good way to get bit or to drown, something like that. So
not even that. Stone crabs. You know, I've seen big old stone crabs in these things, or yeah, you just cut it. You know, get it snagged. Something. You know, something go wrong.
I mean, our boat's called Real Hazardous, but we do make safety a priority, somewhere in the top 10 at least. You guys do the same. Don't stick your hands in any holes. Use the stick to get the lobster out. Use the net to scoop them up. You can do the loops, because I don't think the loops are as efficient as using a net, but
Here.
yeah, here up in Jacksonville we'll use the loops, but down here, yeah, I suggest using a net over a loop. And
couple tips I would think of, a couple specific things I want to get in, and I didn't think about this till this year till we were using them. I like the square nets better than the round nets. It's kind of like, it's got like a rounded corner, but they're more of a square shaped than a round one, and I feel like that's better because that square will be like parallel to the ground, so you can stick down the ground and kind of, you know, push the lobster. And I think you like those too, right?
yeah, I prefer the square ones. They don't have quite, like some of our nets have a really deep tail, which lets you do the little flip to keep the lobster in there, which is a nice trick. But using the square ones, you can also incorporate your tickle stick and kind of rake it up to get the lobster sealed in. That's a pretty effective way to do it, and it's one more use of your tickle stick, so you have more than just a poker that you around.
Yeah, so we got a question. What's a good dive mask? Glass or plastic? I mean, what mask do you like?
Glass or plastic? Well, I believe the lenses are glass.
Are they?
I think.
I thought
I really have no idea.
I hadn't thought about it.
But it's a good question. Actually,
Yours on the boat? I think yours was on the boat somewhere.
Yeah, I think mine is on the boat.
Where's oh, sorry guys, really close.
It's actually
I think it says on there. What does it say?
It's actually an interesting question. No, this just says tempered CE.
So probably tempered glass.
Yeah, but this mask in particular, we got it obviously for the GoPro mount so we could film our footage. And this is actually, we're gonna do a product review on this because there's a lot of really expensive diving masks out there, like masks designed for GoPros, like the Go mask. We actually found this one on Amazon for a lot more economical price. So I got it with the idea of just seeing how would it compare to like a high-end thing. 'Cause if you can get something that works just as good for less money, you know, why not? So I used this at the end of last season, and I'm using it this year, so we'll have a fair amount of testing being used to this thing. And so we'll do a little product review for it. So far I've been pleased with it.
So, someone said you had to watch a Biden ad. Sorry about that. We don't control the ads.
We do not approve of that message.
I encourage everyone to do your research and to just get out there and vote, by the way. So, anyways.
But yeah, so I like the 2-piece where it's like 2 separate lenses on each eye. You can get masks where it's like 1 solid piece of glass or tempered glass, but I like the 2 because, and we use different tips for defogging, but the benefit of when you have 2 different pieces is if for some reason you didn't clean one side good and it starts fogging, you at least got one eye to use.
True.
Whereas if it's one piece and one part starts fogging, the whole thing's gonna be fogged up before too long. And you know, you kind of have to see details when you're lobstering, so a fogged mask,
Yeah.
don't really recommend.
And a little tip for the fog mask is baby shampoo. We found that's the best way to defog it. They make specific defoggers. Dive shops carry all kinds of stuff. Baby shampoo is just cheap and it works the best. So, and it doesn't burn your eyes.
Maybe in a little bit distant second, toothpaste if you get the mint
Right.
one, but baby shampoo blows it out. That's
Pre-clean the mask with toothpaste? and that'll last me the trip. And then before each dive or before each day, I'll put the baby shampoo in.
I don't even use the toothpaste anymore.
So, let's see. Okay, any other kind of simple tips?
Simple tips.
Quick, easy.
Some of the stuff, this might be too simple, but lobster like to move quickly backwards, so don't attack them head on. Try and scoop them from behind. Try and make sure that their tentacles aren't hitting your net, because that's one of the ways they sense danger, so that's going to let them know something's up. So, be aware of where your gear's at. Be aware if for some reason you're above the water kicking, that you're not kicking up the lobster or kicking up dust, which makes it hard to see.
So yeah,
wear some good gloves. Even we've got pretty good gloves, but even our gloves, these lobsters, the spikes, they eventually do a little bit of damage. One's mine.
Yeah.
We actually got a tip.
Someone asked, I think J-Dub said, do we use tanks or free dive? We'll actually use both free diving. But it is nice, we always have the tanks on it in case sometimes if the current's real bad, you can kind of crawl on the bottom in the deeper water.
We were able to time the current out, and for what current there was, we were able to fight. So we didn't need the tanks, but the tanks do provide convenience so that rather than burning all of our energy, we can at least crawl along the bottom and collect them that way. But yeah, we didn't have to.
Let me see if I can. Sorry guys, I know there's some comments, but this is not my phone, unfortunately. I have no idea how to see some of the things. We'll see if we can find them. Sorry. If you want, let me back up. Which is also why we're really zoomed in, by the way. I feel like it's like super right there. I don't mean to be all up in y'all's face. But just so y'all can see.
Questions. First off, Wayne asked if we've ever used the pull behind planing boards.
Occasionally, but not normally.
No, we actually had one, and we had it, I think my family's had it since like the 90s. And we didn't really ever use it for lobstering itself, but there was one year we put it behind and used it just for scouting.
Yeah.
And it was really kind of nice for scouting because the viz was really bad, so you could kind of angle it and it would help pull you to the bottom. And so for that, I found it very convenient.
Yeah.
It was destroyed somehow or another a few years ago, so we haven't replaced it. But during the actual lobster season, we haven't used it so much.
So now the wind's coming up. Yeah, we prefer generally just like ski ropes, because also if two people want to get on a rope, I don't think two people could work that planing board. A lot of times we'll put two people on a rope. If we got like four, we'll have two on one side, two on the other. So that works good. We also had...
Frank was saying he'd like us to do a little catch, clean, and cook.
We actually have, at least we have a catch and cook from last year. You should check that out. We do soft shell tacos. We also have our lobster nachos. And we have an older video. It's our lobster catching guide, and we show one way how to clean them. But I can do another one. We'll be here for regular season, so
we can always update it.
That's right. Anything else on this? Any other comments?
Let's take a look-see here. I don't see anything. Free dive or use tanks, we do both, but like you already said, we didn't do tanks yet. Now, regular season, you might, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Talked about the dive mask. And so we'll do that review pretty soon and post a link to Amazon. But usually if you can get to a dive shop, the test of a good mask is, you put it on your face, you kind of inhale, and if it doesn't fall off, it's a good fit.
Right.
Some people have preferences whether or not the nose piece is soft or hard, and a lot of the ways that's kind of preference. But most masks at a decent dive shop are going to be decent quality. Like I said, the Amazon mask that we got, like I said, it's just an off-brand. I don't even think it has a brand name.
Yeah.
And that's worked for me. And then you've got a mask, it might be a Mares or...
I think it's a Deep Sea.
Deep Sea, and
Yeah.
Mares and I mean, Oceanic, Aqualong, all these guys have masks too, but
I think it's pronounced mares.
Mare,
Heard that mares. I don't know if it's mares or mares. It's spelled mares.
M-A-R-E-S.
Yeah.
That one.
Look at
Scuba
that one.
company.
Yeah.
So,
Don't buy a horse to go lobstering.
Yeah.
They might drown.
But yeah, we'll try and get that video with the link up to that one.
It's not water polo.
It's worked for me pretty well. It doesn't fog a whole lot. It doesn't leak. Like I'll defog it and it'll generally stay clean throughout a lobster day, which has been this year. But last year, you know, we were out 6 hours, I think, one day, and
Last year was pretty tough.
I didn't have to defog it in the time I was using it, so that's pretty good. Using the baby oil.
Right.
But yeah. All right, that looks like all the questions we have.
Okay, well, cool. Well, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the Keys over the next week. If you want to follow, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'll be posting some pictures. Frank said, what's it like in the Keys? It is...
right now, calm, but that's been the exception so far.
In terms of crowds, lobstering seemed about normal crowded. I haven't been in town as much. So most places you can go in, you know, bring a mask, but
I think they said, I read a article in the weekly paper that because of COVID, all social gathering places, so restaurants, because the bars are closed, not that we go there anyway, but all the restaurants are closing at 11 p.m., if not sooner, which is not that different because it seems like the Keys usually close pretty early anyway. The jellyfish, no, they're not that bad.
I saw one the only time I've been down here. That was in deeper water.
Yeah, we saw one in deeper water. When I was scouting, I think I'd seen one, but throughout the entire of lobster season, I didn't get stung by any. So there's definitely been years past where it's been really bad, but right now, no, it's been pretty good. I think we have fans coming up behind us.
I don't know about fans, just another boat. Well, anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to follow us on the other stuff, we'll update along the way. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next video. So, see you guys.